in today's video, we are reacting to worst fight I saw in prison. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know about you, but I don't ever plan on going to prison. I'm gonna go ahead and be an outstanding citizen, and more than likely after hearing this story, you're probably gonna want to be an outstanding citizen too. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and pay those parking tickets. Pay that speeding ticket. Let's just do what we can to stay out of jail, shall we? Oh, with that being said, man, let's go to get into that good bill.
Spent 9 years, got out at the age of 28. During my time in prison, I've seen and been around people that were sexually assaulted. I've seen murders with my own 2 eyes, brutal murders, people getting stabbed up because you could go in and never make it out. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? It's your boy Bill. Hope everybody been having a good year so far. If you set some resolutions, stick to it. I had to sit back and think for a while about the worst fight that I ever saw in 9 years in the Georgia state. This has to rank #1, bro. I was locked up with this guy that called himself Brick Man. I'm not sure if he was the Brick Man on the streets or not, but he called himself Brick Man. That's what everybody knew him by. Brick Man probably was about 30 at that time. I had to be about 24, 25. I was just a couple years in at that time. Brick Man was quiet. He used to love to gamble. You know who Brick Man reminds you of? Rest in peace to this old fighter. I think he was like a street fighter, but then he started doing UFC. His name was Kimbo Slice. Brick Man was like swole, kind of short. He had the top let off the Maybach. The whole front part of his head was bald, like going all the way to the back. And he used to grow this out thick. Brick Man had a big beard. His knuckles was always ashy and flaky and crusty looking, but he had some pretty big knuckles. And he, like I said, he was quiet. He used to gamble a whole lot. But Brick Man used to do little stuff where we about knew something was wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? Like Brick Man to get into it with somebody, they'd be arguing about the poker game or whatever the case is. He'd do something like he'd step back for a while and just be like this. Staring at everybody at the poker game, you know what I'm saying? So I guess when they redo the hands or whatever the case, they ask him like, "What's up, bro? What you gonna do?" He won't even say nothing. He'd just stand there like that, but people didn't play with him. People didn't try him. You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't nobody messing with him like on nothing lame or trying to mishandle him or nothing. So I about knew. So one day they down there gambling, bro. I was coming down the steps. We had just got the packages. And you could buy Kool-Aid off the store, but it don't really bust like that packaged Kool-Aid. Because the packaged Kool-Aid, that's the ones you see in the grocery store. And that pack, that little skinny pack about that wide, and they got about 6 to 8 different Kool-Aid packets in it. I had one of them, and I'm walking down the steps. But I'm coming down the steps this way, and it's a little circle thing at the end of this flight. Then you got to go down another flight. When I go down that flight, I just look over at the table to all the people right there gambling. And it looks normal. Everybody gambling. Brick Man got all the food piled up next to him on the floor. And then you see him doing like this. And then when he lifted his hand up like this, it looked like this was wet. I said, what the fuck? Is Brick Man down here crying? So I walk down. I come over here like I'm trying to look at the game, but I don't get too close because when people be gambling, somebody else that's not gambling that come up to the table, they going to try to make it seem as if, man, you need to get in and get away from the table, but that's only going to be the people who losing, because they going to feel like you jinxing them or, when you gambling, you losing your money, you just getting frustrated for any reason. Right. So I don't get too close. I'm acting like I'm looking at the game, but I cut my eyes and look over at Brick Man. But the man got the cards in his hand. He moved his hand off his face. He was shaking his hand, and there was tears coming out his eyes.
They must have been waxing his ass that day, boy. I'm talking about they must have been running his pockets that day.
Let me go and get away from this table. I don't know what the hell he got going on. This nigga down here winning. You got all the food. What the hell you crying for?
Oh, that he was winning. Oh, damn. It could be tears of joy, nigga. Shit, I don't know.
So I walk over here. I go over to the hot water tank. Now, you got to hit the Kool-Aid with the hot water first to break it up. Because you hit it with the cold water, it won't melt all the way down. It'll start coming up. You're going to be mixing the drink up forever. So I put the thing under the boiling hot water, just about that much in the cup, and I go to doing it like this. I go to doing it and spinning it like this, and then I heard somebody say something, 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 Brick Man, something, something, something. Keep in mind, my roommate was down there at that table gambling too. So I turn around and look, and he's just like, He got the cards in his hand. He dropped down whatever he did, and whatever that hand or that spread was, I don't really know. He won everything. Everybody slid their food over there to him. Brick man walked off. He went to walking off doing all this type of stuff like he's stretching out like people do when they getting ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? I guess at that hand, it was time for them to start a new hand or whatever the case, because people went to like shooting off. Even my roommate went shooting up the steps. It was other people went to shooting off to their room, coming back out with more food. I guess some people quit because some people didn't come back out. I filled the cup up all the way with the cold water after the solution was mixed in, get the ice, go upstairs. When I go up the steps, my roommate in the box, he pulling some stuff out his box like he about to go back down there. I'm like, hey, he like, what's happening? I'm like, what the hell wrong with Brick Man? He like, oh shit, I don't know. That nigga just bust out crying, bro. I don't know what's up with that nigga. I was like, you still want to play cards with him? He said, man, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Whatever that man down there crying for, I ain't did nothing to that man. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I was like, I ain't gonna cap, bro. If I'm playing cards with a nigga and everybody know I'm gonna be throwed off a little bit, I said, I think I'd have quit the card game because that just don't seem safe. Right. So he was like, nah, that ain't got shit to do with me. I don't give a damn. I see one of my old school partners coming down. He been locked up about 30-something years. He come walking past me talking about C-Bizzle. I'm like, what the hell going on? I'm like, step in here real quick. He step in, he like, what's up? I'm like, hey, you know Brick Man from somewhere? He like, yeah, I was at another camp with Brick Man, man. He a fool, man. Brick Man a damn fool. I said, why you say that? He said, man, the man have been to high max about 3 times. He said, he just a fool. That man get on that shit, he quiet. Niggas don't know him, but he quiet, but he get on that. He on that, man. Brick Man a damn fool. So I told him what I just saw. I said, bro, Brick Man was just down there crying. Then he went walking. He said, oh, for real? For real? I said, yeah. He said, oh, yeah, he was down there crying and he ain't saying nothing to nobody. I said, no. He said, yeah, he might be getting ready to cut up in this bitch. He might be getting ready to cut up. I said, shit, it is what it is, you know what I mean? So he got a Chris Brown CD from me. That's what he was originally coming down there for. He had $2 in his hand. He gave me went on about his business. I messed around on my phone for a little bit, stepped outside the cell. Brick Man was back over there at the table. He wiping his eyes. He still crying. He go in his pocket, he pull out his phone, he doing something on his phone. Somebody was like, go ahead, Brick Man, it's your hand, go ahead. He ain't say nothing, he was just doing something on his phone. And then one of the other dudes at the table, the poker table they was playing, he was like, come on, man. Come on, Brick Man, damn, man, we gambling, bro. We gambling. You done won everybody money. Come on, bro. Brick Man just looked up at him. He ain't say nothing. He looked back down at his phone. Bro was like, one thing about it, bro, I ain't scared of nobody, bro. I don't give a damn what they be saying around here about you. I ain't scared of nobody. I'm just saying we gambling, bro. If that was anybody else doing this, anybody else did what you just did, everybody will have an issue with it. But just because it's you, come on, bro, it's your hand. He had a point there now, you know what I'm saying? Brick Man stuck the phone back in his pocket, went back to doing what he was doing. Everything was smooth. Brick Man got all his food. He put a sign up. He was down there at the table writing something down, and then he stuck it over the water fountain using toothpaste as a glue to stick it up there or whatever. And I purposely went there. I about knew what it said because I know whenever somebody win all that food, they be trying to get money back. But I went down there. I read the sign and he said he got 18 for 25, 36 for 50. You know, he doing all kind of deals now. At this time in prison, food wasn't going like that. You was getting half. But I guess because everything he won, he was trying to hurry up and get rid of some of it because if the police catch you with all that, they ask for a stow sheet. If it's a BS police officer, of course, he wouldn't have a stow sheet and they had a right to take all of it and say that it's contraband. So, you know, you would only get 15 for 25, 25 for 50. So, you know, I was kind of low on food around that time. So I went to his room, knocked on the door. He like, yo, like voice real low. I pulled the door open. I'm like, say, Brick. He like, what's up, bro? He looked up at me, he had his phone in his hand. I noticed this man is crying. His tears dropping down his cheeks. Would you take a green dot cash app? How you take it for the food? He was like, whatever, bro. I was like, I'm saying, you gonna give me some good items? He like, bro, you can pick whatever you want. I don't care, bro. So I was like, all right, write your cash app down. I'm about to send you a 50. He already had it wrote down. He gave it to me. I walked out with it, went upstairs, did it, came back, showed it to him. He was like, bro, just pick whatever you want. Just make sure it's $36. Chain gang dollars though, bro. I'm like, all right, bet. So when he say chain gang dollars, that just means round it off to the nearest dollar type. A summer sausage would be, at that time, I think that was like $2.12. So if you put a soup with it that costs 60-something cents, that puts you at $2.80. He basically saying that's $3 all day. We ain't finna count cent for cent. So I sit there and do it right there in front of him, you know what I'm saying, until I get my amount. I appreciate it, bro. He like, all right, bro. So when I get to the door, you know me just being a person that has empathy. I turned around, I looked back at him. You know, me and Brick Man ain't never been the best of friends. We ain't never just been all super cool or nothing. But he, you know, he was all right person, I guess. I was like, hey, Brick, you all right, bro? He was like, yeah. I was like, you know, I had seen you, you know, looking, I ain't want to say crying. I just did like that. I was like, seen you, feel me? He was like, I'm good, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. He did like that. I'm like, all right, for sure. I leave out the room. So throughout the day, you see people in and out the room, coming in, coming out with net bags. So people buying stuff from them. That night, bro, before lockdown, it was a young white dude that was the officer. He came in there. He yelled 10 minutes, 15 minutes till lockdown, whatever he said. The second he left out the dorm and the door slammed behind him, Brick Man came out the room. I was in my room. I just heard screaming. Ah! Immediately, I grabbed the candy bar, shoot to the door, come out, look down over the range. Brick Man still down there screaming. He done did that about 4 or 5 times. I go to the top of the steps and come down so I could see him a little better. He's standing there with his shirt off. He cut up, chest muscles big as hell, six-pack popping out, arms big as hell. Everybody in the dorm was looking at him. Other people was popping outside the room, looking at him downstairs, all that type stuff. He turned around like facing towards the way my room is. He came and turned his back, walking back. And he said, say Knob, Knob. There was a dude named Knob, lived probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, probably about 4 rooms down from me. Knob was a crip. Knob stuck his head out the door. He said, yeah, what's up? He said, where my money at, bro? Knob was like, shit, I told you I got you, big bro. He said, they just said 10 minutes till lockdown. He was like, I'm still up here on the phone right now. I'm getting it from my folks right now. So Brick Man was like, nah, bro, have my money before we lock down, bro. I'm already going through too much, bro. I ain't got time for this, bro. I'm not playing with nobody, bro. I'll go back to high max behind this, bro. Have my money by lockdown, bro. So now I was like, I'm saying, cuz, you ain't got to talk to me like that. I told you I got you, big boy. Goddamn. Give me a chance to get the money. I'm up here on the phone right now. So Brick Man was like, bro, have my money by lockdown, bro. He started crying again. Knob just went in the room and pulled the door, like you could tell, like with an attitude, like, fuck wrong with this nigga, man. Brick Man still standing there looking up at the door. The door done closed. Brick Man said, took a deep breath, went back in his room. Immediately, Old School that came and got the Chris Brown CD from me earlier. He like, C-Bill. I look over, he doing like this. So he doing like this. So I go back upstairs, go down there. I'm like, what's up? He said, I'm telling you, I know that man. He finna cut a fool. Hey, you feel me? I don't know if Buddy in that room, but if he is, you need to go and get him up out of there. Because Knob was real cool, one of the guys that I was real cool with, that I used to run with. So He was saying, like, bro, I don't know if he in that room, but you need to get him up out of there. He's like, I'm telling you, Brick Man is a fool. He about to act a fool, you know what I'm saying? So I come walking back past this room. I knock on the door. They like, yo, I pull the door open. My homeboy was in there. I'm like, hey, bro, let me holler at you real quick. So he come out the room, push the door. He like, what's up? I'm like, walk down here with me. So I walk down to the Old School room. By the time we get down to the Old School room, Brick Man was coming back out the room. He turned back around, he just staring up there. This time he got his shoes on. Brick Man had some orange Crocs on when he came out the first time. Now he had his shoes on, tied real tight. We go to Old School, like right in front of his room. We don't go in his room. And he was like, hey, your boy Knob finna have some trouble with Brick Man. And bruh started laughing. He was like, nah, he gonna pay him, bruh. He had did something else with the other shit real quick, but he trying to get the money. He about to get it. I said, what you mean did something else with the other shit? He was like, when he got the money from Brick Man, he had already bought some weed. I said, so he went and got Brick Man food, told him he about to get the money. Brick Man fucked it with him, let him do it. And then he went up there, got on the phone, got the first 25 or 50 or whatever the case, bought some weed with it, and now he working on the second amount of money. He was like, yeah, but he gonna pay him. He ain't even finna let it go that far. So Old School was like, no, listen, bro. And he like made him look at him seriously, like, bro, I'm not telling you nothing. He ain't finna let go too far. Y'all don't know Brick Man. I know Brick Man. I done been at camps with Brick Man before. He said, man, this man is a slap fool. Every camp I done been at, this man done left and went to High Max. Or he went to the tier program, and I didn't see him again until I was transferred to another camp. He said, man, he don't need to be playing with him like that, man. You see how that man's sitting right there in the middle of that floor looking damn crazy, bro. And right while Unc was talking, Brick Man looked back at the clock. He said, hey, folk, hey. He called brother name who me and Old School was talking to. And as soon as he said that, Old School was like, oh, shit. So bro was like, yo, what's up, Brick? He said, listen, bro. I'm a respectable person, bro. I always get in trouble. I always end up on high max, and this shit don't never be my fault, bro. He looked back at the clock again. He said, bro, we got 7 minutes till lockdown, bro. He said, I'm just asking you peacefully from the bottom of my heart, bro. And his voice cracks, tears still. We like, what the fuck is this nigga been crying all day for?
Right.
He like, bro, I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart, bro. We got 7 minutes left till lockdown, bro. Please tell that man to have my money, bro. If he don't have my money, bro, it's finna be a big problem in this motherfucker tonight, bro. Knob can hear him. Knob pop his head out the door soon as bro getting ready to walk off and go back over there, and was like, damn, Brick, man, nigga, I got the money right now, damn, I was up here getting it. So Brick Man was like, okay, give it to me, come on. He was like, but I'm just saying, you out here making these announcements and stuff, like, come on, man. And then he said something on the lines of, cuckoo, or something like that. When he said that, it was only 2 12-gang dudes, and Dawn, the other 12-gang Crip, stepped out from like 2 rooms down from where we were standing there. He stuck his head out the door, and then he did him like that. So Brick Man looked over at him, and then Old School whispered, like with his mouth still closed, like talking to his teeth. He said, Brick Man finna fuck them niggas up. And he did him like that. So that Crip dude come walking over here. So Brick Man was like, come on, man, just give me the money, bro. I got stuff going on. Come on, man, just give me the money. So he was like, I just wrote it down. Brick Man was like, okay, throw it to me. Nah, come on, give me my money, bro. You came and got my shit. Give me my money, bro. And he had his hands like,
But that's what you say. That's real. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna take that nigga's shit, bro, give the nigga his money. Personally, that's why me, nigga, you ain't get no money. You can't get things out of me until like shit's in my hand. I remember one time I had a nigga that I had gave a t-shirt with that I was cool with at the time. I gave the nigga the t-shirt, right? Imagine he was giving me the money through Apple Pay. The nigga didn't send me the money till an hour later. And that's an uncomfortable feeling sitting like this nigga is playing in my face. This nigga is disrespecting all type of shit, giving the money on his time when I gave him the shirt, or in Brickman's case, gave him the items when he asked. You know, like if I'm pronto with giving you this shit, nigga, you need to be pronto and giving me my money, motherfucker.
and now I was like, let me grab it, bro. And then the other Crip dudes step in the room. They went in the room. They was probably in the room for about 20 seconds before Brick Man did what he did next. And I guess it was 20 seconds too long. Brick Man came walking his way, pulled his phone out his back pocket. He was on the phone. He was talking real quiet. We couldn't hear shit he was saying. Old School told us, hey, y'all need to tighten up. If Brick Man come down here, just because you was in the room with him, that's your partner, I don't know, that nigga be psyching out. He was like, nigga might try something. See, Old School, he used to run with us, but he, you know, over time, he done got older, bro. He done did his due diligence. He just was chilling. He more so was like an advisor for the younger people. I clutched my fire. I'm like, shit. Brick Man talking. He saying something. He get up the steps. He walk all the way down the range. And he stopped probably 2 doors before that door. And that man said, I love you too, baby. And tears started coming down his eyes even more. The man grabbed his phone once he hung up from whoever he was talking to and leaned over the rail. Boom! And slammed it real hard. Phone broke, cracked, pieces flying everywhere. As soon as he did that, Old School was like, oh shit. Brick Man went straight up to that room, pulled the door up and ran in there. As soon as he ran in there, all you heard was, you know somebody got hit. Oh shit! Oh shit, hold on, Brick. Hold on, Brick. Boop, 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 boop. That's all you hear. Niggas in there tearing that room up. So all kind of people is backing up from downstairs looking. You got the niggas who on the top range going over there trying to huddle around the room looking. So what we do, we step back further this way instead of coming around closer trying to get all in on these people. We step back further this way so the entrance to that door comes more clear. Bruh, when we stepped back and looked to where we could see, the Crip dude that was in here minding his own business in this room that came over here, bro, he was sitting on the toilet with his head like this and he wasn't moving. That means Brick Man had to knock him out that quick. The other dude, all you heard was
Probably call that nigga Brickman because that nigga hit like a brick house. You know what I'm saying?
screaming. Brick Man had him like this some type of way and he was doing nothing but giving him uppercuts. And bro, it was them big, heavy, grown men hits, bro. It wasn't no little punk ass uppercuts. It was like them big, hefty, you know what I'm saying? Bro was screaming. He was jumping, trying to jump back. Brickman had him in the headlock, all that. Dude who on the toilet finally started like trying to come to, you know what I'm saying? Brickman hit dude one more time. Let him go. He fell straight on the floor. He turned around, Brickman crying. While he's fighting him, he's not even saying nothing. Now he's boo-hoo crying like a baby. Like that. Dude just now getting up. Brickman grabbed that man's head. His head was like this. This the toilet, but this is the sink this close. Brickman grabbed that man's head, slammed it into the sink. Bro, you could see blood splatter from that man's face for every cut at his face. Brickman goes back over there to dude who
Bro, Brickman must have lost somebody. Somebody important must have just passed away in his life, bro. Cause I don't understand what else could have been done to make that nigga that goddamn mad.
who he just dropped. He started kicking him in the face with the shoes he got on, kicking them all in the head, kicking them all in the face. Now, even from back here, you can visibly see blood in the room. You can see blood dripping off the sink. You can see blood on the floor. It was another Crip dude in the dorm. It was another Crip dude. It was only one of that set, but it was another Crip dude in there. And man, that man came out. He looked. Once he saw what was going on, he went back in his room.
You said, boy,
Oh, hell
he said he fucked them niggas up, man. I don't want no goddamn parts of what them niggas got. Man, at that moment, that nigga said, you know what, man? Maybe I'm not about this gang shit for real.
Don't close the door because he said, fuck that. Y'all ain't from my hood, my set. Next thing you know, bro, the officer came in there. He like, hey, man, lock down. What the hell y'all doing? Lock down. So everybody spread out from the room, of course. But this shit so intense, ain't nobody going to their room locking down. This is just a regular officer. You know what I'm saying? We can afford to buck a little bit until the people who got the pepper spray and all that come on down. So he like, lock down, man. Y'all can't hear. So he come in the middle of the floor, like where he could see what's going on up there. Brickman got dude who face, he slammed into the thing. He's still sitting there, knocked out again. I don't know how dude that was on the floor done ended up on his lap. Brickman got this man sitting on his lap. His face, the one on the bottom face is linked like this on the sink. The other one head is like this. Both of these guys are unconscious. There's blood all on the wall. Brickman is taking turns hitting both of them in the face.
Crying me. Imagine nigga beating your ass while crying. That reminds me back from my parents used to with me. Used to be like, this hurts me more than it hurts you. No, nigga, it hurts me more than it hurts you. Nigga, what is you talking about?
Every time he hit him, bro, it seemed like a little more blood shoot out. But that shit was so cringe, bro. Like, and then all the people that I run with, eventually they made their way up here to where me and the other dudes there. And I ain't even gonna cap, bro. I said, bro, let's run down and help these folks, bro. At least get them up off of them, bro. And they outruled me, you know. They was like, no, that ain't got nothing to do with us. I fully understand the mind your business rule, and that has nothing to do with you rules, you know, especially in a prison setting. But, bro, that shit just be sad, bro. Like, we done all seen a fight before. But when you see, like, somebody getting beat, like, bro, you could kill.
But this, I mean, it's 2v1, though. So, like, if them two niggas couldn't stop them, you think you niggas finna stop? No, bro. And again, like he said, it had nothing to really do with you, bro. That wasn't, you know what I'm saying, your problem. So, it's really, y'all need to go in y'all cell and mind y'all goddamn business. Whatever what they got going on is between him and Buddy, you know?
Somebody, you beat somebody so bad, or a nigga unconscious, knocked out, shit split open, you still hitting them. Like, bro, you can real life fuck stuff up on a human body. We wasn't made to be fighting niggas, and especially not.
Shit, that whole ass nigga should have paid him his money, man. Simple. You should have paid the nigga.
To that degree, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell nah, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with us. You got some dudes in the dorm, and that's, you know, a moment like that is something that let me know, like, I'm definitely in the wrong place. I definitely don't belong here, because you got some dudes in the dorm laughing. You got some dudes talking about, he beat shit out his ass. You got beating the shit out his ass. And while Brickman hitting him, you got one dude, this big, tall, blood dude. Every time Brickman hit him, he'll say, you Uncle Willie's son. You Uncle Willie's son. You don't play that.
No, if you're not black or see Friday, you're not gonna get that. But nigga,
Willie's son.
oh my god, nigga, nah, that one's funny.
Shit, you Uncle Willie's son, like off the movie Friday when Craig was hitting the dog with the belt, you know what I'm saying? When the officer seen what was going on, he immediately take off running up the steps. Why wasn't him hopping on his radio the primary thing he did? I don't know. That man went up, that man took off running over there. He got right,
bruh, cause he ain't get on that radio in front of big man Brickman, cause he ain't want nothing Brickman was serving. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame that nigga.
In front of that room, he said, hey, inmate. When he said that, Brickman hit both of them one more time. Brickman turned to him. He said, come on, get out this room now. Get out this room now. So Brickman turned back, hitting him again. So the officer running there, he grabbed Brickman. He pulled him. He kind of struggling. He can't, you know, he a fluffy, chubby Brickman, all solid. You know what I'm saying? But he grabbed Brickman, trying to pull him back. He get all the way back. He still struggling. Brickman trying to run back to them. But I'm thinking these niggas in there dead. These niggas ain't moved. These niggas gotta be dead. The officer done grabbed Brickman by the neck, by the back of the neck, kind of put him in the yoke. And Brickman had both of the doors like this, holding the frame of the doors, while the officer got him by the neck, trying to pull him out. So the officer, like, drop all his weight back. Like I said, he kind of chubby. Him and Brickman end up falling. It's big ass gaps in the rail, bro. When they fall all the way back, Brickman lower body he damn near finna fall from the top range. Like his lower body swings between one of them opening spaces, but he grabbed the rails. So the officer grabbed his arm and helped pulling him all the way up. You know what I'm saying? When he get up, the officer trying to grab him, hem him up, done pulled out his handcuff. Brickman say, listen. The officer wouldn't listen. He like, man, hell no, fuck that. He like, listen. The officer wouldn't listen to him. So Brickman snatched past him. The officer grabbed Brickman by the neck. Brickman turned around, punched the officer in the face, grabbed him, slung him in the room. Officer fall down. While the officer trying to get up, Brickman come running in the room while the officer had his radio, like trying to lean up and grab the radio at the same time. Brickman come running in the room, kicked the officer straight in the face. Brickman.
God damn, who is this nigga? Catcher Freeman? God damn, this nigga Black Panther, this nigga super nigga. God damn.
Goes to beating the dog shit out of that officer, bro. This man is boohoo crying. He's beating him. It gets to a point the officer can't even swing back. The officer in one of them same positions just like the other two. I'm talking about his whole face bloody. He laid out on the bed. The first dude.
Nah, bro, that's when you gotta use lethal force, bro. This nigga too strong for hands, bro. Nigga, I ain't finna play with you. I'm finna grab that G19. We just gonna end this, nigga. Cause I'm not, I can't go hand in hand with you, nigga, but you can't go bullet to bullet, nigga.
It was the dude Knob that was on the top of the other nigga lap. He done managed, while bro beating the dog shit out of the officers, he done managed to get up. I'm talking about, bro, he's so, when that man got up and came to, like, closer to that door, leaving out the room, bro, to be honest, I don't even think he could see for real. He kept doing like this, but bro, I couldn't even tell what was black, what was bruised. He was a darker guy. Bro, it was blood everywhere. His face looked fucking deformed, bro. When he got to the door, he was like, said something like that. You could tell he was weak, bro. I promise you. I don't think I saw from the fangs, from here to here. And these two, the two front teeth was gone for sure. But these fangs from here to here, I don't think it was no teeth in that nigga mouth, bro. Brickman knocked 1, 2, 3. Brickman knocked 8 teeth out that man's mouth. The nigga at the bottom who lap he was sitting on, he still ain't moved. He the one who got his head smashed into the thing. Bro, the officer not even trying to fight back at this point. Now he's screaming, but I think because we heard a little trigger, you know what I'm saying? He just in there screaming. Brickman and ended up snatching the cord, ripped the whole thing because they got like a radio here, and it's a cord that either go around their stomach or their back, and it connect to the top of their radio that you could pull in and pull out. Man, Brickman ended up taking the cord, snatching it out the officer radio. He takes off running to the door. Right when Knob getting ready to come out some more, done hit the cord around Knob neck, snatched him back in there to the ground. The officer trying to get back up, Brickman hit him again. Boom. Dude on the toilet finally started moving. Brickman hit him again. Boom. And dude on the floor who he put the cord around his neck, Knob go to trying to jump up real quick. Brickman started kicking him in the face. I don't think I've seen a fight like that ever that bad in my life, whether on the streets or in prison. I guess they caught enough wind from the radios, or the police probably called around to every dorm real quick, checking in to see who responding to determine what dorm that was going on in. And then they finally made it to our dorm. Oh, they came in that bitch trim. But they came in there about 12 deep. The first two through the door had the pepper ball guns. They come running straight upstairs, screaming lockdown. Everybody go to run into their room. I couldn't make it to my room because I had to pass all that. So I just ran right here with old school in them room. This first room we was in right here, wasn't nobody really locking the door at this point. No way. They wasn't even worried about that. And they got to the room. We got to the room. We just pulled the door up, but we still looking. We didn't lock it all the way. And so when they got to the thing, they pulled out the pepper ball gun. He like, don't touch him no more. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Hey, mate, put your hands behind your back. Get the fuck away from my officer right now. And Brickman was like, listen. So the dude who had the pepper ball gun, he's still tweaking, but the lieutenant was like, nah, hold on. He was like, what? What's going on? I forgot Brickman's real last name, but let's just say it was Lewis or something. He like, what's going on, Lewis? What the fuck you doing all this for, Lewis? What's going on? And Brickman was still in there crying. And Brickman went to talking about how all his best friends switched up and changed up on him because all this time they don't want to like be his friend no more. His girl left him. His daddy barely answered the phone for him. How depressing prison is. And that his mama recently passed away.
Oh, okay.
And that he was
like I said, somebody had to have passed away for the nigga to be acting like that. But okay, so basically he going through a lot of shit, and when niggas go through a lot of shit, they meant to get bad. Okay, that's understandable.
Going so hard, gambling. He's telling the police all this shit through teary eyes. How he been going so hard, gambling, selling stuff, trying to make money because he trying to help his sister pay for his mama funeral. He said his mama funeral was like $8,000. And between him and his sister, they had done raised about $7,000 so far. And he said he just couldn't take no L's. He couldn't afford a nigga to owe him $1. And the nigga playing, bro. Brickman sat here and told the police everything that happened. He didn't lie about nothing from beginning to end. About from how Knob started playing with him to how the officer came in there, grabbing him by the neck, doing this, and this. And to be honest, most of them officers was intimidated by that, man. That's why they came with them things. If you really think about it, like straight up combat, if all them officers would have ran in there and it ain't no weapons, no spray, I don't think they could have did nothing with Brick. And that's how you know it ain't all about sometimes you just got to be smart. The lieutenant talked to him. He was like, damn, Lewis, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I lost my mama too a couple years back. Man, I know how that feel, Lewis. He said, I'm sorry about that, man. He said, I'm really sorry about that, man.
But I'm going to still have to take your ass to max security. Like, nigga, like, you're still coming, like, with us. Like, you're still going to jail, but, I feel where you're coming from though, bro.
And Brickman saying the calm down, his hands was loosening up. Everybody was getting back up at this point, like at least coming to. He said, listen, man, I need you. You know I got to take you to the hole, Lewis. You know I got to take you to the hole. He said, but come on, man, let me take you to the hole. Let me take you to medical. We're going to get you cleaned up, check on you, make sure you ain't got no nothing from all this fighting. He basically was talking about like, you fighting blood and shit, whatever, disease or whatever. He was like, come on, man, let's get you cleaned up. Let me get you in the shower and we're going to get you right, man. I'm going to talk to you the whole time we're walking down there, man. And Brickman came walking his way. He said, I need you to turn around. You got to let me cuff you now. I don't want to have my officer shoot you down, man. You got to let me cuff you, man. And Brickman said, okay, LT, and turned around, put his hands behind his back. Lieutenant cuffed him. Lieutenant walked out with him. Lieutenant, well, he was walking off, and then he turned around. He said, "Hey, secure my officer ASAP. Get him the medical. Get him sent to the hospital. Check these 2 inmates. Blah blah blah. Whatever command he gave." And then he left out, bro. They didn't even give a fuck that we was not officially locked down for real. Lieutenant left out with Brick, man. Bro, the officer came out. All 3 of them was to a bloody pope, bro. Everybody, bro. They was to a bloody pope, bro. They got the officer out of there immediately after Brick, man. Then they got Knob out of there. They was having a hard time with bro, because he kept going in and out of consciousness, I guess, bro. When they finally got this man up, finally got him up, and was like damn near basically carrying him, like 3 officers, because he couldn't damn near walk. But the officer to the right was like this. I'm trying to figure out the fuck they got this man like that for. You know what I'm saying? Just hold the nigga regular. And when they turned to come out that door, dude who was sitting on the toilet, the Crip dude that was in there minding his damn business, that Knob pulled him into this bullshit, the one who got his shit slammed on the sink thing, bro, that man his eyeball was out of his fucking face. The officer was holding his hand like this, I guess, so his shit just won't be dangling. So while they carrying him, the officer to the right walking with them like this, trying to keep them. I don't know how long it'll come out, but I know for sure I saw his whole fucking eyeball outside of this socket, and the officer was like that. And bro, it's just so much in that, like, bro, you know, you never play with a person's shit, bro. Like they money. You never know why a person need their money, bro. If you owe me some money, you don't know how important that money is to me, bro. You don't know how vital that situation is, where this 20, every dollar counts, everything you know what I'm saying? And but that shit just was dangerous, bro. That shit was so scary, bro. Just watching that shit just had a nigga like, damn, bro. I know for sure I don't belong here. And I've done fuck shit in chain gang that I ain't talked about yet. But bro, shit. And that's probably the worst fight, you know, the worst, where it's just fighting, ain't no knives involved, that I've seen in prison, bro.
Goddamn, Bill turn the AC on, nigga. Y'all know you in the car, nigga. You sweating your ass off in this motherfucker, you know? Yeah. Anyways, with that being said, we gonna go and wrap up this video, man. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this in the comment section below. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. Until next time, I catch y'all boys later, man. Peace.